Hey Grill fam, it's Natasha here with the download for May 9th. Well, in St. Louis, a shopping experience at Nordstrom Rack went left for 3 black teens. You support reparations for black people.
We had over 200 years of slavery. We had Jim Crow for almost a century.
In entertainment news, a social media showdown between Cardi B and Azalea Banks over the weekend ended in one star quitting social media altogether. Let's start off by talking about an issue that means so much to the African American community, and that's home ownership. Why do you think it's so bad right now, and what's your plan to do something about it?
Well, you're right.
You said if you don't have a seat at the table, you're on the menu. What did you accomplish when you were in the White House?
In some ways, I came up short.
It's Natasha here with the Good News Report. As Golden State Warriors player Kevin Durant continues to put in work for the NBA Finals, he's also putting in work outside the court. Can you address black women reporters who are in the field? What would you tell them about how to persevere?
Well, I certainly would not tell them it's an easy job.
Administrators are always put in a tough situation, right? I used to be a teacher. We care about our students, we care about their safety. And when you have something like a protest and a mass walkout, it can be a disruption. You don't know how your students are going to react. Every community is different. Can you talk to us about why Ron Stallworth is an American hero?
He put his life on the line for justice, for truth.
Do people understand how dangerous white supremacy is right now in 2018?
What people?
America.
People understand whether they want to do anything about it is another thing.
Susan Rice was attacked by Roseanne Barr in the past. Right. Channing Dungey does have the right to make that call, and of course she had the support of Disney's president behind her, but this is about a values thing, and this was just a line that couldn't be crossed without there being consequences. Do Democrats take black people for granted? Do they take black votes for granted? What would you say to those voters who want to know why they should continue to support the Democratic Party if they feel torn about it?
Well, first of all, let me say that I have said all the time, no offense to our male friends, black women are the smartest voters of all.
There's another commencement address you gave at Morgan State where you talked about the system being rigged against black people, the rules not being fair. And how would you change that from the White House?
Starting back in the early 1900s, 1930s, the United States government subsidized the purchase of housing for white people.
Right.
And specifically discriminated against housing purchases for black people with something called redlining.
Netflix has 125 million subscribers worldwide, so this is not just about U.S. politics. This is really about them shaping their legacy. Remember that campaign? He was one of the first to really understand grassroots digital activism and getting people behind him. So, of course, he would be thinking ahead of the curve and be thinking about Netflix. Who would have thought Wendy Williams would have some type of compassion for R. Kelly, who's been canceled after continuous sexual assault allegations? And in good news, JASMINE Harrison from Greensboro, North Carolina, may have broken the record for the most college acceptances. The teen was accepted to 113 colleges and universities and awarded more than $4.5 million in merit-based scholarships. Teachers in West Virginia have asked for a raise. They haven't been compensated in about 4 years. Imagine you going to work and not getting a raise in 4 years. It started with 5%. That was the agreement. But then once the bill went to the House, they actually have to vote this into law in West Virginia. There was concern from the Senate that they wouldn't have enough money to fund the 5% raise. So somehow it got bumped down to 4%. And you know what? The teachers said no. These are teachers who have to work second jobs. They have to spend their own money on school supplies. Why should they have to settle for a 4% raise? And our girl ISSA was the first black host for the CFDA Awards, and she showed out. In addition to looking super fly in her dress, her shade towards Kanye West had everyone laughing. Head on over to thegrio.com to get the full scoop on this story, plus all the news you need to know to stay in the know.